Hi boys and girls, it's Mrs. Paddock. I hope that you're doing well. Today in social studies we're going to be talking about the people in our neighborhood, the people in our communities, and I have a story by Franklin and it is called Franklin's Neighborhood. It's by our author of the month, Paulette Bourgeois, and I hope you enjoy it. Franklin could count to 10 and back again and say the alphabet without stopping. He liked drawing pictures and he loved show and tell. So when Mr. Owl assigned the first project of the year, Franklin was ready. "We live in a neighborhood," explained Mr. Owl, "and our neighborhood is made up of houses and stores and gardens," said Snail. "And a hospital," added Badger. "Exactly," said Mr. Owl. "Now, for tomorrow, I want each of you to draw a picture of what you like best about our neighborhood." "What do you like best?" asked Franklin. Mr. Owl thought about it. Well, I like the school," he replied, and everyone laughed. When Franklin got home, he hurried to his room. "Do you want a snack?" asked his mother. "No, thanks," said Franklin. "I have a project to do." He wants to get right to work, eh? Franklin took out his crayons and some paper, and then he sat down to think. He thought about ice cream store, and then the bicycle trail, and then the soccer field. Franklin sighed. Choosing the best thing about his neighborhood was not going to be easy. Franklin went to find his mother. "Could I have a snack now, please?" he asked. "I think my brain is hungry." But after 3 fly cookies and 2 glasses of milk, Franklin still hadn't decided what he liked best. "Well, why don't you go for a walk around the neighborhood?" suggested his mother. "That might help," said Franklin, and he got his paper and crayons, and off he went. Franklin met Beaver in the meadow. "I've finished my project," Beaver announced. "I picked the library, and I went there right after school to draw my picture." Franklin thought about story time with Mrs. Goose, the librarian. "That's a good idea," Franklin said. "Maybe that's what I'll draw." He waved goodbye, and he headed to the library. Franklin was sitting on the library steps when Fox came by. "Have you finished your project?" asked Fox. Franklin shook his head. "I was going to draw the library, but on the way here I saw the movie theater, and now I can't make up my mind." "I chose the fire station," said Fox. Franklin remembered the time Chief Wolf let him sit in the fire truck. "Ooh, that's a good idea," Franklin said. "Maybe that's what I'll draw." So he collected his papers and crayons, and off he went. Franklin was outside the fire station when he saw Moose. "Have you finished your project?" asked Moose. "No," said Franklin. "I was going to draw the fire station, but on the way there I saw other places that I liked just as much." "Well, I like the pond best of all," said Moose. Franklin thought about swimming and skating with his friends. "Oh, that's such a good idea," Franklin answered. "Maybe that's what I'll draw." And he said goodbye to Moose, and he headed off for the pond. Franklin was staring at the water when Bear came along. "What's the matter?" asked Bear. "Oh, I just can't decide what to draw for my project," said Franklin. "I like too many things." "My best place is the berry patch," said Bear. Franklin thought about all the times he and Bear had picked berries together. "See," said Franklin, "that's another great idea." "Well, what about the park?" Bear suggested. Franklin thought about playing with his friends on the swings and the slide. "That's it," declared Franklin, and he said goodbye to Bear and hurried off. Franklin's mother found him sitting alone on the teeter-totter. "Did the walk help?" she said. "Not really," said Franklin. "There's so many great things in our neighborhood." Franklin's mother gave him a hug. "Let's go home and talk," she said. "I made your favorite supper." Franklin grinned. "Well, at least I know what that is." And you know what? Franklin felt a bit better after broccoli soup and fly pie. "I'm ready to think again," he said, and then he asked his parents what they liked best about the neighborhood. "Well, I like the farmer's market on Saturday mornings," said his mother. And Franklin smiled. He loved Farmer Rabbit's sweet peas and Farmer Squirrel's fly brownies. "And I like belonging to my chess club," said his father. Franklin agreed. He liked belonging to the chess club too. And then Franklin remembered something. "Hey, isn't it true that Mr. Heron is moving?" he asked. Mr. Heron was the president of the chess club. Yes, it is true, replied Franklin's father. I'm really going to miss him very much. This neighborhood won't be the same without him. Franklin nodded. He was going to miss Mr. Heron too. Suddenly, Franklin knew what he wanted to draw. Oh, I know what I like best, he said. And Franklin ran to his room and he started working. At school the next day, everyone was excited. It was time to see their projects. Raccoon went first. I drew the river, he said. I drew the forest, said Hawk. Finally, it was Franklin's turn, and he unrolled a huge sheet of paper. It was covered with drawings of almost everyone that Franklin knew. I don't get it, said Beaver. And Franklin smiled. I drew my neighbors, he said. That's what I like best about my neighborhood. So I don't know if you can see his poster. I think Franklin did a great job, don't you? Drew all the people in his neighborhood. Well, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed Franklin's neighborhood. Love you, and I miss you, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.